Dr. Varghese Kurien, born on 26th November 1921 in Kozhikode in Kerala, died on 9th September 2012 in Nandiyad in Gujarat. Dr. Varghese Kurien said, a person who does not have respect for time and does not have a sense of timing can achieve little. Varghese Kurien, known as the father of the White Revolution in India, was a social entrepreneur whose billion-litre idea, Operation Flood, made dairy farming India's largest self-sustaining industry and the largest rural employment sector, providing a third of all rural income. It made India the world's largest milk producer, doubled the milk available for each person, and increased milk output fourfold in 30 years. Such is the power of Dr. Varghese Kurien. Flood, million, billion, it went higher and up, higher and up. A person who does not have respect for time and does not have a sense of timing can achieve little. Yes, 100%. Kurien Sahib said 100%, because I'm an example of the timing over here. 1 second delayed, the whole thing goes out, because the time is very, very powerful. A family which sits together, eats together, prays together, grows together. Everybody comes together, success is instant. The stress goes out. The people who are organizing, they feel very happy. Like the Japanese, they say, come at 9 o'clock for the meeting. Already by morning 5 o'clock, people are already there, and by 7 o'clock they finish the meeting, and by 9 o'clock they finished even the happy talks and jumping and dancing, and they go out. That we have not reached. 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. Yes. And Dr. Kurien was able to do that million litre milk. The White Revolution, in employment for the rural community, etc., etc. Yes. Person does not have respect for time. Once we do it, in this COVID-19, we had enough time. Of course, my school is very, very strict with the time. We never budge. Yes, if all the timing goes wrong, then you can see a nuclear blast happening inside the school. That way we build it up. But when I came to the ashram during the COVID time, the last 5 months I'm in the ashram, I found out when you fix up a particular time like this, especially this pravachana, this discourse, this small talks, 252 days, fixed routine, felt very, very good. So many things opens up, so many things, so many paths is opened, and that path all leads to the divine, to the God, whatever you want. You want money, you want love, you want fame, everything involved in that one timing. I found it, and everybody follows it up, yes. Because everybody knows this one thing. That was the only one success story of the Indian community. Indian women were taught that they must get up before the men gets up. And they made sure that is a way of life, not like mine 252 days of non-stop sitting and talking. For them it is a way of life. What is 200? Thousands and thousands of days goes. Even all the 7 days, 365 days, up early morning to make sure the house is first clean. And the light is lit. And the kitchen starts to work. And the men in India, they all get up along with the wife. And then he moves to the field. And the house, in and the yang, positive and negative, creates electricity, and then the children, and etc. A person who does not have respect for time, those who have not respect for the Surya Namaskar, the early morning when the sun comes, when the guest comes, when you open up the whole body, look at the Surya, the sun, and accept the first rays of your battery to be charged, first rays of the medicine to kill all all the cancerous cells in the body is the sunlight, and then you open up your body to do the stretch. The stretch in Chakuruki, the Korean martial arts, said person can see 2.5 kilometers. He can hear 2.5 kilometers, he can smell 2.5 kilometers. Not only smell, he can know what kind of animal is coming, whether he's hungry or not. He can hear the way it is coming, he can see 2.5 kilometers. And from the villages, we can look at the sky and you can pinpoint the smallest stars. Person who does not have respect for that, that is the respect for the Suryamskar. When we get up, we understand the deep, intimate relationship with the nature. That was what Dr. Kurien was kept on telling, and he proved it. It is possible in a country with so many languages, with so many customs, and still he made sure the length and breadth of the country moved with him. A person who does not have respect for time and does not have a sense of timing can achieve very little. Not achieve little, he will achieve nothing. In fact, he will break the house. He cannot be called the head of the family. He breaks. He should get up along with his wife. And together they have a bear hug, kiss together, brush together, and then she goes to the kitchen and he goes to the field. Much before the sun becomes very hot and before the children are all up, before early birds catches the best prey, and he did it, the sense of timing. Early bird catches the best prey, the timing. He did it. Dr. Varghese Kurien kept on telling, I am one of those firmly believe that our cities thrive at the expense of our villages. Cities thrive at the expense of villages. That our industries exploit agriculture. Yes, what you said is perfectly correct. In Japan, they believe if you pull a chair and sit in the restaurant, when you get up and go, you must put it back exactly to the same place. Otherwise, next time when you go to a restaurant, they'll say, no, house full, we cannot give you the place. Even when you go to the hotel, the bed sheet and all to be kept exactly to the same point, buckets, everything. So when you come next time, they'll give you the room. Otherwise, they are coming. The cleaning members are coming to polish the floor, not to take your waste. If you allow the cleaning members to allow them to see your waste, clean your waste, then they will destroy you. They do not want such dirty people over there. I am one of those who firmly believe that a city thrives at the expense of our villages. Yes, cities thrive at the expense of villages. They misuse the villages. That includes Dr. Varghese Kurien also. What we did, the 5-year plan, what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru did, 5-year plan to boost the economy of the India through the agriculture, the food, so that our people doesn't starve. But the finishing touch was not being done. Finishing touch, everything was going to if the cities have made massive big growth, equally when the villages also have the same amount of the city life. If you go to Japan, you can see the city as well as the village. I went to the village, I was shocked. Village is also looking like a city, everything is perfectly done. The same thing we have forgot in and the young. Positive energy only can create electricity. What Mr. Kurien has done is, he made the milk production, but in my Devanagari, it is not very far away from the main city in Bangalore city, only 35 kilometers. When I started giving the milk for 10 rupees to the poor, to the village people, 10 rupees for a liter to the village people, my Panchayat president came and asked me, why are you giving it for 10 rupees? I said, let the village people have it. With village people, you do not know, they have the cows, but not a single village will drink milk. They sell the whole milk to the dairy. They know that only the ragi malt is powerful. They take only the ragi malt. So villages do not take milk at all. I was shocked. Yes, here in Bangalore city, 35 kilometers from the main city in my ashram, the villagers doesn't drink milk. So it is not for the village. It is the exploitation of the cities to the villages. Okay, never mind. Kurien used the central government money, central government support, and all create a massive campaign. Tricked the villagers, the poor innocent villagers, to make them get up morning 2 o'clock. And first of all, there were no houses. And they have only one room. And the people were so much in love with the cow, they started tying the cow right inside the house. And where do they sleep? And then when the cow is inside, The mosquitoes spread, dengue fever spread, so many people died. The finishing touch Kurien forgot, Dr. Kurien forgot. The people kept on telling the father and mother of this and that. No, if you cannot create a finishing touch, then you should not be allowed back into the restaurant again. Our leaders went wrong. They built the cities, but same amount of buildings and the roads and the facilities are not given to the villages. And people got up at exactly 2 o'clock, 2:30. When I hear in this ashram, when my women and my men have to get up at 2:30 because of the 2:30 we have to hit the cow and get up, beat them up, and the cow has to forcefully get up, and they are forcefully feed at night 2:30. So that by 3:30 the feeding is over, and then the milking will start. By 4:30 milking should get over. It has to be put in the truck, rush up to the nearest dairy. By 5 o'clock, 1 minute late, they will not take the milk. And to take the milk, you have to make sure they have to inject the cow. The mother has to be injected to get the degree. The thickness is very, very important. Look what I'm trying to tell. The finishing touch, what Dr. Kurien did is very good, but not very good, because you destroyed a huge amount of family. When the whole family, the whole India, they believe the cow is God, and suddenly this man brings the cow with the government subsidy and this subsidy and made the people do not have a house to stay. When they kept the cow inside, they were forced to sleep with the cow. Mosquitoes bit them. They couldn't get a proper sleep. Most of the people died. That report has not come. What I'm trying to tell is, give the finishing touch. Huge amount of people died. Huge amount of women were raped and molested at night 2 o'clock. Was there a light? In my ashram, there was no light. At 2:30, can I allow my women to get up at 2:30? Snakes bitten, animals attacked. Did you look into that matter? You gave the cows, and then the same mother who we called as mother, the cow, the mother, the god. When the milk production stops, he said, sell it. Sell it to whom? Who benefited? The biggest beef exporters were India. Can you believe? So, the mother was allowed to be killed indirectly. The people knew they weren't deep in love with the cow, but if they did not sell the cow, they are going to become again poor. You created dengue fever, you killed a huge amount of people. Molestation rate happened in the villages left and right because people were forced to get up that early morning. They could not go to any function. Family tradition has been broken. I suspect whether he was conscious or he was a spy. A leader has to be questioned. On that one matter, I was very, very angry with Dr. Kurien, because even the political leaders got trapped. Because I do not want to talk about the political leaders, because they constructed the cities and went to companies to loot the money to build up the vote bank politics. What did Kurien did? He took all the money from the villages. What did he give back to them? The total. Now I'm shouting at the top of my voice to create the family tree back, the joint family system. Everything has been broken. When our own mother has been sold for the butchers to cut it into pieces and sell the meat to abroad, that were you a spy? Were you an agent for the butchers to sell meat through the cow? Indirectly telling cow, milk. Who benefited? Tell me. Please look into that. A research center has to be formed, or an investigation has to be formed to find out. If we do not investigate now, tomorrow again people come and misuse our people. You misused my people in the name of white revolution, Dr. Varghese. Kurien, everything you said is very good. A person who does not have respect for time, all that is very beautiful. You went one-sided. What I'm talking is, one side you went up and other side in, and the young positive negative and create electricity. That's why the love relationship which was in India to Krishna and Radha, where the wife put the food into the husband's mouth, husband put it into the wife's mouth, that relationship is broken. It has become a one-way traffic. The house is broken into pieces. The own mother, the cow, has been sold for the flesh, for a meat. Our own mother. Hence, the children do not have any love for the parents. They would not want them to die, or they kill them, or they send them to the old age home. All this is a connecting link of Dr. Kurien's white revolution. Dr. Kurien did something good, and that we should follow. That is, a person who does not have respect for time and does not have a sense of timing can achieve little. 100% true. That everybody must follow. But please try to give a finishing touch. And he continued to say, I am one of those who firmly believe that our cities thrive at the expense of our villages. You knew that, but you did nothing. that our industries exploit agriculture. This is my 252nd short discussion.